Start
I want to apologize
season.
for the cold snap.
I know we have a little cold spell here. A couple of personnel things to review with you first that I'm sure you noticed and you have questions about. Kylie Fitts has decided to leave the program. It's his decision. We wish him the best and whatever he goes and does after this, and we're just going to march on. So that's the defensive line. I know you have questions about the 3 scholarship freshmen that are not part of the 105. Jordan Lasley, Dwight Williams, and Aaron Sharp. Those 3 guys did not live up to the standards that we're looking for through the summer months, and so we left them off the 105. They are not suspended from the football team. They will be rejoining us on August 31st after our first game. I expect them to come back more mature and more focused. But other than that, I really can't comment on it. We made some position switches, okay? Jalen Ortiz is now playing corner and he's wearing 18, okay? And Charles Dawson, the club, moved to slot and he's wearing 8, so they switched positions and jersey numbers, okay? Taylor Lagasse has been moved to fullback, and I thought he looked really good there. You know, we're trying to find a way to get Taylor on the field, like we're trying to do with all our guys, maximize, you know, their abilities, put them in the spots where they can help us as a football team, and we think that's a really good spot for Taylor. And then we're working Tyler Foreman a little bit at linebacker, and kind of that hybrid linebacker. We play so much nickel. We used to call it Okie Light or something. We used Dalton Hilliard. I guess it would be similar to that, but we don't use that term anymore. So those are the position switches. I thought it was a good day. You know, we had good meetings this morning. We came out, we had a really productive walkthrough, and then I thought we had a good practice. It's always interesting to go back and watch the film because you see more, you know, some good, some bad than you recognized with your eyes out here. But what I like is I like their focus, I like their attitude, I like their enthusiasm, and I think that we're going to get a lot of great work done up here at San Bernardino. For us, it's great to come back here. The campus is amazing. The facilities are great for us. You can see we're using a different field this year. We've got a really nice full field for our defense. We'll be able to utilize that for teamwork as well. The grass is great. This university has done an excellent job of taking care of us. The facilities are great. The meals are great. The meeting rooms are great. They're very accommodating. I think the weather is perfect. Hopefully, you know, it gets a little bit warmer for us so that we can be a little bit more uncomfortable. Having a little humidity this morning, I think, is a plus. Going to Virginia, where it's going to be humid, we need to try to find ways to get acclimated to that as much as we can. But it's great for us to be back here because we can just focus on football, and we can eliminate as many distractions as possible, and we can get to know each other better, and we can push each other through a little bit of discomfort. And so it's not necessarily just about the weather, but it's about eliminate distractions, coming together for a couple of weeks and really getting to know each other. I think that as you go through the season, those are the things that help you overcome some tough times, help you handle the good times, and really make it fun. So it's great to be back up here.
How much of that getting to know each other is not on this field? And
probably most of it. You know, probably most of it. It's in the meeting rooms. It's walking from practice to the locker room, back to the dorms or to the meals. You know, it's at night when they have some time off, congregating together in the dorms. And what I've asked them to do is, you know, we see our young people so often, heck, all of us now, the minute we have a free moment, what do? We freaking go right to our, you know, we isolate ourselves in our own little world. And so we don't take their phones away, we don't take their computers away, but we ask them to put them away and spend time, like, actually, like, talking. Yeah, it's this really cool concept that a lot of kids don't understand, talking. So hopefully they'll do that, and they'll just get to know each other a little better.
With Kylie gone, is there any concern about, you know, D-line depth? Is that something maybe some more freshmen will play?
You know, it does affect our depth, but you know me, I don't look back very often. I think that Matt Dickerson is going to do a heck of a job for us. I'm excited about Eli Anku. You know, I think that Jacob is a guy, and this is based off of one day, but he can bend. You know, he's explosive. We'll see where they go. Sure, it's always going to be a depth, you know, but I think that we'll be okay there. You know, I think it's unfortunate, but these are the kind of things you deal with sometimes in college football. You know, you're dealing with kids that are still maturing, still developing. They have changes in the way they feel about things, and their goals change, and you just have to plug on.
Are you a little disappointed you didn't try and stick it out?
I would not say I'm disappointed in Kylie. I'm disappointed because I like Kylie an awful lot. But you know, I'm not disappointed in Kylie. You know, he has different goals right now, and so like I said, I just wish the best for him. You know, that's what you got to do.
What's the status of Darren Andrews?
He's out for the year. He's going to redshirt. The knee. Yeah. Remember, he missed all spring, and he had the surgery. They did. It's a microfracture surgery, and so he's going to be out for the whole year. So as well as Johnny Johnson, I think. You know, the guys that I think we talked about in the spring. So, is there anyone else? Simon's he's cleared. He's just we're gonna work him in slow. He'll work through some individuals, and then we'll get him into some teamwork. But he's actually doing pretty well. We don't want to just overdo it right out the gate.
You get an idea what happened with Mossy?
He came down on his left shoulder. They're taking him to get an X-ray. Hopefully, it's just a minor AC sprain. You know, that guy's a good football player, and I think that he's a guy that could have a real impact this year. If there's any positive, it's that it happens early so you have time to recover if it is something that, you know, is more than just a week or two. But I'll know more tomorrow once they get the X-rays. They're taking him to get the X-rays right now.
It seemed like Miles was in the backfield quite a bit today. Do you foresee him playing a lot bigger role in terms of getting the quarterback, maybe in the back?
Yeah. You know, I think sometimes it's unfair to judge pass rush based on non-padded days.
True.
You know, the offense is really at a disadvantage. But we would love to see Miles disrupting the quarterback. You know, we have to find a way to replace Anthony Barr's sack totals and Cassius Marsh's sack totals and Keenan Graham's sack totals. And, you know, if Miles can be a guy that steps up and produces more in that type of area, then that'd be good for us.
Do you foresee kind of moving him around more? I know you moved AB around a lot last year. Is that something maybe with his versatility he could do that?
Yes, he can move around. You know, when we're in our base defense, he's an outside linebacker. When we go to our nickel stuff, we become a little bit more flexible with what we can do with him. But once again, it's kind of like using him on offense. It's so intriguing, you know, and it's you know, there's so many things this guy can do. But at some point, you have to put the brakes on because you have to think of, you know, his productivity and are you going to overwhelm him? Are you going to limit his ability to be effective doing what he does best, which is playing linebacker? If you start asking him to do a million things, so I think we just have to be guarded against that. But at the same time, find that sweet spot because he is an impact player, and we do want to create mismatches with him.
Connor started out with the first string at right tackle. Does he have a leg up at that position, or is it going to be a slow rotation?
I think it's going to be very competitive there. I really do. I think, you know, hopefully Connor can stay healthy. I mean, the transformation of Connor through, you guys know him better than I do, but it's really been something else. I mean, he looks fantastic. I think there's going to be a few days here where he has to kind of feel his way through practice because of the shoulder and just see where he is. At times today he looked a little hesitant, but I think every day he'll become a little more comfortable. But I hope that there's really good competition there. You know, I hope that Simon's in the mix and Powasi's in the mix and, you know, Connor's in the mix and then the best guy starts, but we develop depth along the way. I think that when you look at our offensive line now, it looks a little bit better than it has in the past from a depth perspective.
Even is Priest making, you know, any improvements since spring?
I think he does. You know, I know there's a lot of question as to whether or not he can really play corner, and I understand that, you know, because he hasn't proven that he can. But I still see traits that I like at that position. I do. I see length. I see speed. You know, because he came in as a 5-star, I think we just expected so much of him. And sometimes, you know, it takes a little bit longer for a guy to develop. I hope I'm right. You know, I hope I am. If I'm not, then we'll eventually find a place for him to play. But I think he can play corner, and I think he can play it effectively.
You guys good?
Is that it? Okay. Thanks, everybody.